The door clicked shut behind Peyton with a finality that sent a chill down her spine, the lock turning before she could even process the sound. Everly, the technician she trusted with her malfunctioning laptop, stood there with a key in hand, her expression shifting from professional courtesy to something darker, more desperate. In that instant, Peyton realized she wasn't just trapped in a small repair shop in downtown Seattle. She was about to uncover a secret that could shatter both their worlds. Peyton backed up against the counter, her heart pounding as she scanned the room for an exit. The shop was dimly lit by fluorescent bulbs, tools scattered across workbenches like forgotten relics. "What the hell are you doing?" she demanded, her voice sharper than she'd intended. Everly didn't flinch. Instead, she pocketed the key and leaned against the door, her arms crossed. "I need to talk to you, Peyton. Alone. Without interruptions." Peyton's mind raced. Had she missed some sign? She'd come here on a recommendation from a friend, just to fix a glitchy screen, not to be locked in with a stranger who now looked at her with eyes full of unspoken pleas. Inside, Peyton wrestled with panic. Why me? She thought. I'm just an ordinary graphic designer, trying to meet a deadline. But Everly's gaze held her captive, a mix of vulnerability and resolve that made Peyton's stomach twist. Talk about what? If this is some kind of joke, it's not funny. Everly shook her head, her short blonde hair catching the light. It's no joke. I've been watching you, waiting for the right moment. You're not like the others who come in here. Peyton felt a surge of anger masking her fear. Watching me? That sounded creepy, invasive. Yet, beneath it, a flicker of curiosity stirred. What could this woman possibly want from her? Everly stepped closer, her mechanic's jumpsuit smeared with faint grease stains, but her posture was anything but casual. I know about your family, she said softly, as if the words were a bomb she was defusing. Peyton froze. Her family. The conservative parents back in Texas who'd never accepted her orientation, the one she distanced herself from years ago? How could this stranger know? What do you mean? Peyton whispered, her voice barely audible. Everly's eyes softened, but there was steel in them. I grew up in the same circles. Church groups, family gatherings. Your parents. They're friends with mine. And I know the pressure you're under. The same pressure that's been crushing me. Peyton's thoughts spiraled. This wasn't random. It was calculated. Everly had lured her here under the guise of a repair job. But why? To confront her about their shared past? Or something more? If you think you can blackmail me or whatever this is, you're wrong. Peyton shot back, though doubt crept in. Everly held up her hands. No blackmail. Just truth. I'm like you, Peyton. Hiding who I am because of what it'll cost. The admission hung in the air, heavy and electric. Peyton's breath caught. Lesbian like her? In a world where their families preached against it, where society still whispered judgments. The tension built as Everly continued, her voice steady but laced with emotion. My parents own half the evangelical network in the South. If they knew, I'd lose everything. My job, my inheritance, my place in the family. Peyton empathized despite herself. She'd faced the same threats when she came out in college, only to retreat back into the closet for peace. But locking someone in? That crossed lines. So you trapped me here to what? Share sob stories. Everly's face hardened. To warn you. Your parents are planning something. They're coming to Seattle next week and they know about your relationships. Peyton's world tilted. How? She'd been careful, dating discreetly, never posting online. But families like theirs had ways, private investigators, mutual friends spying. What do you want from me? She asked, her mind screaming for escape while her heart urged her to listen. Everly hesitated, then reached into her pocket, pulling out a flash drive. Proof. And a way out. But it comes at a price. Peyton stared at the device, her inner conflict raging. Take it, and she might expose herself further. Refuse and face whatever storm her family brewed. The decision loomed, a fork in the road she'd never seen coming. As minutes ticked by, Peyton's thoughts delved deeper. Why risk this for me? Everly must have her own motives, perhaps redemption, or a desperate bid for alliance. Peyton recalled her own sleepless nights, questioning if living authentically was worth the fallout. Now, faced with this woman who mirrored her struggles, she felt a pull, an unwelcome connection. Show me, she finally said, her voice resolute. Everly nodded, plugging the drive into Peyton's laptop on the counter. Files opened. Emails, photos, records of her dates with women over the past year. Peyton's stomach churned, violation pure and simple. How did you get this? I hacked into their emails, Everly confessed, her cheeks flushing. I'm good with tech, better than repairs. But I did it to protect us both. Protect? Peyton thought bitterly. This feels like betrayal before friendship. Yet, as she scrolled, she saw Everly's name in the threads too. Suspicions about her own life. They were both targets. The realization hit like a wave. Their families were colluding, planning interventions. Peyton's anger shifted to shared dread. What now? She asked. Everly met her eyes. We fight back. Together. The proposal ignited a spark in Peyton. Fight back, expose the hypocrisy? Or run? Her mind weighed the costs. Losing her job if word spread, alienating friends who'd side with family. But staying silent meant more years of hiding. Everly's presence amplified the dilemma. This woman, beautiful in her determination, represented everything Peyton feared and desired. As they pored over the files, the shop felt smaller, the air thicker with unspoken possibilities. Peyton wondered if this trap was fate's cruel joke or a lifeline in disguise. Hours seemed to pass in minutes as they discussed options. Everly suggested going public anonymously, leaking the emails to shatter the family's facades. But Peyton hesitated. Her parents, flawed as they were still blood. The moral quandary tore at her. Right the wrongs or preserve fragile ties? Everly's passion fueled the debate, her own scars evident in every word. I've lost friends, lovers because I chose silence, she admitted. Peyton felt the weight of those words, mirroring her own regrets. By the time the sun dipped lower, Peyton's resolve began to form, though doubt lingered like a shadow. Peyton paced the narrow aisle between workbenches, her mind a whirlwind of conflicting emotions. The flash drive's contents had laid bare the extent of their family's meddling. Plans for conversion retreats, whispered alliances with local churches in Seattle. Everly watched her, eyes pleading for understanding. We can't let them control us anymore, she urged. Peyton stopped, facing her. Easy for you to say. You've already crossed into illegal territory by hacking. What if we get caught? Everly's jaw tightened. Better caught fighting than living a lie. The words struck deep, echoing Peyton's inner turmoil. She'd moved to Seattle to escape, but the past clung like vines. As night fell outside the locked door, their conversation deepened. Everly shared her story. Growing up in a mansion funded by religious donations, forced into engagements with men to maintain appearances. I broke it off last year, she said, voice cracking. Told him I couldn't love him that way. Peyton imagined the fallout, the disappointed stares, the sermons disguised as advice. Her own coming out had been met with tears and prayers, her mother begging her to choose right. Now with Everly she felt seen, but the intimacy of their shared pain bred caution. Is this alliance or manipulation? She wondered. They sat on stools, laptops open, plotting. Everly proposed creating fake accounts to disseminate the info, framing it as a whistleblower expose. Peyton's heart raced at the idea. Empowering yet terrifying. What about the damage to innocence? She countered. Siblings, cousins caught in the crossfire. Everly leaned in, her scent of oil and lavender oddly comforting. The real damage is the hate they spread. Think of the kids like us, suffering in silence. Peyton nodded slowly, her resolve cracking under the logic. But doubt nagged. Was Everly's fervor genuine, or a way to drag her down? A knock at the door jolted them. Everly? You in there? A man's voice called. Everly paled. My brother, she whispered. Peyton's pulse spiked. Complication upon complication. Everly motioned for silence, approaching the door. Yeah, working late on a rush job. Go home without me. The man grumbled but left. Peyton exhaled, relief mixing with suspicion. He doesn't know? Everly shook her head. No one does. But if we do this, they all will. The stakes rose, Peyton envisioning her own brother's disapproval. The family rift widening to a chasm. Their debate intensified, voices rising in heated whispers. You're asking me to betray my blood, Peyton accused. Everly fired back. They're betraying you by denying who you are. The words hung charged with truth. Peyton's mind flashed to past lovers, relationships sabotaged by fear. Everly's eyes held a mirror to her soul, reflecting the same loneliness. In that moment a bond formed, not just alliance but something tender, unspoken. Peyton pushed it down. Emotions clouded judgment. Fine, she conceded. But we do it my way, anonymous, targeted. Everly agreed, a small smile breaking through. As they worked side by side, uploading files to secure servers, Peyton's thoughts turned inward. Am I ready for the fallout? The exhilaration of rebellion warred with terror of loss. Everly's occasional brushes of hand against hers sent unintended sparks, reminders of desires long suppressed. But focus remained on the plan. Leaked to progressive media, highlight the hypocrisy. By midnight the first email was sent. No turning back now, Peyton thought, the weight of her choice settling like lead. The next morning, with the shop still locked, they monitored reactions. Phones buzzed with notifications, family group chats erupting. Peyton's mother called, voice frantic. What's this nonsense online? Lies about us. Peyton hung up, heart aching. Everly comforted her with a steady gaze. It's the start of freedom. But freedom's price loomed. Isolation, perhaps legal repercussions. Peyton questioned her decision. Was exposure worth the pain inflicted? Everly's own family retaliated swiftly, cutting her off financially. See? They never cared, she said bitterly. Peyton saw the crack in her armor, the hurt beneath bravado. Confrontations escalated virtually. Peyton's father emailed threats of disinheritance. She replied defiantly, outing herself fully. The act liberated and devastated her. Everly faced similar barbs, her brother showing up again, pounding on the door. Open up. We need to talk. They ignored him, huddling together. In the quiet, Everly confessed, I did this for us, for women like us. Peyton felt a surge of empathy, their shared vulnerability forging deeper ties. But trust wavered. Had Everly orchestrated this to force her hand? As days blurred, wait, no, they were still locked in? No, Peyton realized they could leave anytime now, but the intensity kept them there, plotting. Wait, the lock was symbolic now. They emerged eventually, but the world had changed. News outlets picked up the story. Evangelical families exposed an anti-LGBT scheme. Peyton's inbox flooded with support and hate. The societal backlash hit hard. Friends distanced, job offers rescinded. Everly lost her shop lease. The costs mounted, each a stab to Peyton's conscience. Inner conflict peaked as Peyton confronted Everly. Did you use me? Everly's eyes filled with tears. No. I fell for you the moment you walked in. The admission stunned Peyton, stirring reciprocal feelings she denied. But timing poisoned it. Amid chaos, romance felt like another betrayal. We can't, she said, voice breaking. Everly nodded, accepting the rejection with grace that masked deeper wounds. Their alliance held, but personal prices soared. Peyton stared at her phone screen, the headlines blurring through tears. Scandal rocks conservative circles. Daughters defy doctrine. The exposure had gone viral, painting their families as villains while elevating Peyton and Everly as reluctant heroes. But heroism felt hollow. Peyton's apartment became a bunker. Reporters camped outside. Inside her mind, regret clashed with pride. Did I choose right? The question haunted her nights, sleep evading as she replayed decisions. Everly's confession lingered, a complication she hadn't anticipated. They met in secret now, coffee shops on the outskirts of Seattle, away from prying eyes. It's working, Everly said over steaming mugs. Support groups are forming, people coming out because of us. Peyton nodded, but her heart weighed heavy. At what cost? My sister's not speaking to me. Everly reached across the table, her touch electric yet restrained. Sacrifices define us. Peyton pulled back, inner turmoil surging. Attraction warred with caution. Trusting Everly meant risking more heartbreak. Family pressure intensified. Peyton's parents flew in, demanding a meeting at a neutral hotel. She went alone, steeling herself. Her mother embraced her tearfully. Why, Peyton? We were trying to help. Her father's face reddened. This is rebellion, pure and simple. Peyton's voice trembled. No, it's truth. You spied on me, planned to force me straight. The confrontation escalated, accusations flying. You're destroying our reputation. her father shouted. Peyton stood firm. You destroyed my trust. Walking out, she felt empowered yet orphaned, the emotional toll etching lines on her soul. Everly faced her own reckoning. Her parents disowned her publicly, a statement in the press decrying her sinful choices. She showed up at Peyton's door, broken but defiant. They called me a traitor. Peyton let her in, their shared pain a bridge. As they talked through the night, vulnerabilities surfaced. Everly admitted past mistakes, hiding relationships, even briefly considering marriage to a man for cover. I was weak, she said. Peyton empathized, recalling her own compromises. But doubt crept. Was Everly's affection genuine, or a lifeline in crisis? Societal backlash hit peaks. Online trolls targeted them, death threats mingling with fan mail. Peyton's boss called, suggesting time off amid controversy. Job security crumbled, forcing her to freelance amid uncertainty. Everly shuttered her shop, starting over as a freelance hacker for ethical causes. Their paths intertwined, more collaboration breeding intimacy. Yet Peyton resisted, her mind screaming warnings. Love in turmoil? It's a recipe for disaster. A betrayal surfaced unexpectedly. Peyton discovered emails on Everly's laptop, communications with a journalist, sharing personal details about Peyton without consent. What is this? She confronted, hurt blazing. Everly paled. I thought it would help the story, show the human side. Peyton felt stabbed. You used me again. The argument raged, trust fracturing. Everly begged forgiveness. I was desperate for validation. Peyton stormed out, questioning everything. Was their bond built on sand? Reconciliation came slowly. Everly apologized profusely, vowing transparency. Peyton, after days of isolation, accepted, forgiveness a choice born of necessity. But scars remained, deepening her introspection. Why do I keep choosing pain? The cycle of hurt and healing mirrored societal struggles. Progress demanded sacrifices, but who paid most? High drama unfolded at a public rally. Supporters invited them to speak against conversion therapy. Peyton hesitated, fearing exposure. Everly pushed. This is our moment. On stage, under bright lights, Peyton poured out her story, voice cracking. The crowd cheered, but counter-protesters booed, hurling slurs. Everly stood beside her, solid as rock. In that chaos, Peyton felt a shift, solidarity transcending personal woes. Yet, personal mending lacked. Everly confessed deeper feelings again. I love you, Peyton. Through all this. Peyton's heart ached. I feel it too, but the timing. She trailed off, moral dilemmas swirling. Pursue love amid ruins, or prioritize self-preservation. Society's gaze amplified the choice. Two women defying norms, their romance a statement. As months passed, alliances formed with activists, but fractures appeared. A former friend of Everly's leaked old messages, painting her as opportunistic. Peyton defended her publicly, but privately doubted. Is any of this real? She asked in a heated moment. Everly's tears flowed. I've given up everything for this, for us. The admission forced Peyton to confront her own hesitations. Fear of commitment, rooted in family rejection. The climax built toward a family mediation. Peyton's parents reached out, proposing truce. She brought Everly a bold move. Tensions exploded. Accusations of corruption, pleas for understanding. Peyton's mother broke down. We were wrong, but we love you. Her father remained stoic, but cracks showed. Everly shared her side, humanizing the enemy. By end, tentative peace emerged. No full acceptance, but dialogue. Peyton wondered if it was enough, or just another compromise. Healing began in fragments. Peyton and Everly navigated their budding relationship cautiously. Dates stolen in quiet parks. Conversations delving into dreams deferred. I always wanted to travel, Peyton shared. Everly smiled. Let's go, after this storm. But storms lingered. Societal judgment shadowed them. Friends whispered. Is she worth the drama? Peyton's inner voice echoed. Am I betraying myself by loving her? The push-pull defined their days, each decision a tightrope walk. A major setback struck when legal troubles arose. The family sued for defamation, claiming fabricated evidence. Peyton panicked, hacking was illegal after all. You dragged me into this, she accused Everly. Everly stood firm. We both chose. Court dates loomed. Forcing them to hire lawyers drained savings. The stress tested their bond. Arguments flared over strategies. Admit nothing, Everly insisted. Peyton countered. Truth might free us. Moral lines blurred. Lie to protect or confess and face consequences. In court, testimonies revealed depths. Peyton spoke of emotional abuse, her voice steady despite trembling hands. Everly detailed her hacks as desperate acts. The judge sympathized but warnings issued. Settlement reached. Drop charges for public apologies. Peyton agonized, apologize for truth? Everly agreed reluctantly. Survival first. Post-settlement they felt defeated, victory Pyrrhic. Peyton questioned the fight's worth, her spirit wearied. Personal growth emerged from ashes. Peyton reconnected with estranged siblings. Honest talks bridging gaps. Everly volunteered at LGBT centers, channeling pain into purpose. Their relationship deepened but not without hurdles. A jealous ex of Everly's surfaced, spreading rumors of infidelity. Peyton confronted her. Is there truth to it? Everly denied vehemently. Past mistakes, not now. Trust rebuilt slowly, each reassurance a brick in their foundation. Peyton's mind raced. Can love survive suspicion? Society's mirror reflected progress and prejudice. Media portrayed them as icons but hate mail persisted. Peyton lost a major client over controversy. Everly's new gigs were sporadic. Financial strain added pressure, forcing hard choices. Move in together? Everly suggested. Peyton hesitated. Commitment amid instability? Yet necessity won. Shared space brought closeness but also conflicts. You're always working, Peyton complained. Everly retorted. To support us. The domestic drama amplified inner struggles. A turning point came during a quiet evening. Peyton found old letters from her parents, pre-scandal affection. Tears fell as nostalgia hit. Everly held her. They'll come around. The moment solidified feelings, love, real and raw. But external forces plotted. A family ally leaked more dirt, accusing Everly of prior deceptions. Peyton defended publicly but doubt seeded anew. Why didn't you tell me? Everly sighed. Fear of losing you. Honesty mended but wounds accumulated. Awakening dawned gradually. Peyton realized her choices defined her, not family approval. She pursued therapy, unpacking traumas. Everly joined, their sessions revealing mutual dependencies. We saved each other, the therapist noted. Peyton agreed inwardly, gratitude swelling. Yet sacrifices tallied. Lost relationships, career setbacks, emotional scars. Was it worth it? The question persisted, a constant companion. High-stakes drama resurfaced with a documentary offer. Producers wanted their story raw, unfiltered. Peyton saw opportunity for impact. Everly feared exploitation. Debate raged. This could change lives, Peyton argued. Or ruin ours further, Everly countered. They compromised, participating with controls. Filming dredged memories, forcing confrontations with past selves. Peyton's on-camera breakdown humanized her, drawing empathy. Post-release acclaim followed but so did scrutiny. Families distanced further, final cuts. Peyton mourned but liberation filled the void. Everly proposed a future. Marry me when ready. Peyton's heart soared but realism grounded her. After healing. The promise hung a beacon amid fog. Inner monologues intensified as resolution neared. Peyton pondered ethics. Exposing hypocrisy, right or vengeful. Everly wrestled with guilt over hacks. Their dialogues, tense and profound, sought answers. We did what we had to, Everly concluded. Peyton nodded, peace settling uneasily. Society evolved slowly, their story a catalyst. But personal prices? Irrevocable. The documentary aired to critical praise, thrusting Peyton and Everly into a spotlight they'd never sought. Invitations poured in, talk shows, panels on LGBT rights. Peyton embraced it, voice for the voiceless. Everly hung back, scars too fresh. I'm tired of the fight, she admitted one night, curled on the couch. Peyton stroked her hair. Inner conflict raging. Push her or let her heal. Their love, tested by fire, held firm but fragility lingered. Decisions loomed. Continue advocacy or retreat to normalcy. A final confrontation brewed. Peyton's parents requested reconciliation. No cameras. She agreed, Everly by her side. At the dinner table, tensions simmered. "We've reflected," her mother said softly. "We want understanding." Her father nodded stiffly. Peyton spoke truths. "Your actions hurt me deeply." Everly added, "Us too." Tears flowed, apologies exchanged. Not full acceptance, but a start. Peyton felt closure's edge, yet wondered if forgiveness erased pain. Everly's family remained distant, a wound unhealed. She channeled energy into a new venture, tech for marginalized communities. Peyton supported, their partnership evolving. Romance blossomed subtly. Shared glances, quiet support. But societal echoes persisted. Judgments at events, whispers of those women. Peyton's resolve hardened. Love defied norms. Reflection dominated their quiet moments. Peyton journaled. Was rebellion worth the isolation? Everly echoed in talks. Freedom's price is steep, but silence costs more. Their story inspired others. Letters from youth finding courage. Impact outweighed personal toll, or so they told themselves. As years hinted at passing, wait, no time compressed a narrative, but in their world growth continued. Peyton landed a stable job. Everly's business thrived. They traveled finally, escaping to coasts where judgments faded. In a sunset moment, Peyton whispered, "I choose you always." Everly's kiss sealed it, a quiet victory. Yet, doubts never fully vanished. A late-night argument resurfaced old hurts. "You locked me in, started this chaos." Everly countered. "And you'd still be hiding without it." Truth stung, forcing acknowledgement of mutual roles. Forgiveness deepened love, but scars reminded of costs. Society shifted incrementally. Laws passed, attitudes softened. Their contribution? Undeniable. But personal awakenings mattered most. Embracing identities, rejecting shame. Peyton pondered the journey's ethics. Right choices amid wrong worlds? In the end, they stood together, resilient. Life's drama ebbed, replaced by hard-won peace. But questions lingered, inviting debate. Was sacrificing family ties for personal truth the right choice? Or a selfish betrayal? Peyton and Everly's life settled into a rhythm that balanced advocacy with privacy. They hosted small gatherings for like-minded individuals, sharing stories that fostered community. Peyton's graphic design incorporated themes of resilience, her work gaining recognition. Everly's tech innovations protected online spaces for the vulnerable. Their home became a sanctuary, walls echoing with laughter and debates. But beneath, the weight of past decisions pressed. Peyton often woke from nightmares of confrontations, questioning if peace was illusion. Everly too bore invisible burdens. "Do you regret us?" she asked once, vulnerability raw. Peyton held her close. "Never you, only the pain." Their love, forged in fire, proved enduring. Yet external pressures tested. A renewed lawsuit attempt, quickly dismissed but stirring old fears. Peyton's inner voice urged vigilance. Freedom requires eternal guard. As they navigated, moral quandaries persisted. Had their exposure harmed more than helped? Reports of family rifts in similar circles weighed heavy. Everly researched, finding mixed outcomes. Some healed, others fractured. "We sparked change," she affirmed. Peyton nodded, but doubt whispered. At whose expense? A pivotal moment came at a Pride event. They spoke together, voices unified. Cheers enveloped them, affirmation washing away remnants of isolation. In the crowd, Peyton spotted a young woman, eyes shining with hope. "You saved me," she said later. The encounter reaffirmed purpose, tipping scales toward validation. Yet, personal costs tallied unrelentingly. Lost friendships, strained finances early on. Scars that time softened but never erased. Peyton reflected. Choices define, but consequences endure. Everly echoed, their dialogues a lifeline. In quiet reflection, Peyton penned a letter to her younger self. "Embrace truth but brace for storms." Everly read it, tears falling. "We're proof it's possible." Their bond, amidst drama's remnants, stood testament to resilience. Society's evolution continued, their story a chapter in broader narratives. But the core question remained, sparking endless discussions among those who knew their tale. Was sacrificing family ties for personal truth the right choice? Or a selfish betrayal?